Virginia's mother. Her perspective differed from her daughter's in a few key places. She was clear in her denials that she had not had any knowledge at the time of the abuse Virginia suffered at the hands of her father and his friend, which Lynn explained in part because she was often absent from the family home due to her caring responsibilities for her ailing mother and the demands of her work. She told me she believed her daughter spoke the truth about the abuse she suffered, but could not confirm a few details of Virginia's account. In particular, her recollection of events surrounding the allegation that Virginia's father received hush money from Epstein made her unable to confirm that payment had occurred. I also spoke at length to Virginia's husband, her former boyfriend, and her two brothers to whom Virginia had recounted the abuse by both her father and his friend. I reached out to Virginia's father multiple times seeking his response to his daughter's allegations. He responded by strenuously denying them. His response reads, in full, "Just to straighten this out, I never abused my daughter and didn't know that Forrest did that either. If I had known about that, I would have been very angry and taken care of the situation. I gave my daughter every single thing she ever wanted and never, ever touched her sexually. I never even knew what was going on with Epstein until I read about it online and getting calls from news agencies. There is so much they are getting wrong. Even her middle name. It is Virginia Lee Roberts and not Virginia Louise. I am a moral person and believe that men who take advantage of young children should be prosecuted and then castrated. It really pisses me off that someone would write that I would ever abuse my children. As a father, I only tried to give my children a good life." Virginia's firsthand account of her time in Epstein and Maxwell's orbit was supported by thousands of pages of public court documents, including sworn depositions and Epstein's flight logs. These documents contained the full names of many of the men who Virginia alleged she had been trafficked to. Their contents are supported by numerous other sources, including interviews that Virginia gave to the press, all of which I reviewed, and published books on the subject by authors such as the Miami Herald's Julie K. Brown, Virginia's former attorney Brad Edwards, and former U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York Jeffrey Berman. I also spoke to many of Virginia's attorneys, including Edwards, Sigrid McCauley, and Brittany Henderson. In the book, Virginia recounts how her lawyers at Boyce Schiller obtained a settlement on her behalf from Prince Andrew. That settlement was made without any admission of liability on his part, and he continues to deny Virginia's allegations that he had sex with her, that she had been trafficked to him by Epstein, or indeed that he had even met her. Writing the book involved several stops and starts, in part due to struggles Virginia had with her health. But all along, she insisted that she wanted the book published. She wanted all her suffering to have accomplished something. And if she could help even one survivor of abuse, she said, it would be worth all the effort. In October 2024, she felt ready to resume. We met to finalize the manuscript. I returned to Australia, where I'd already visited her in 2022, to go over it in detail with her, side by side, one more time. We read the manuscript again, with me taking short breaks to revise certain sections, then returning to read them to her again. By the end of that visit, she'd approved all the book's contents, save for this note by me added after her passing. She was deeply grateful to the people from all corners of her life who had supported her efforts to tell her story. Then, on the night of January 9th, the morning of January 10th in Australia, Virginia called me in a state of extreme distress. She said that the previous evening, she and Robbie had had an argument and that he had assaulted her. We talked for a long time. She sent me photographs of her face, which appeared discolored and swollen. I made sure she was in a safe place and offered to reach out to her mother and her older brother, both of whom I contacted. Virginia reported the incident to police in Western Australia, but they did not charge Robbie with any crime. Robbie made allegations of his own, which resulted in a restraining order against Virginia that prohibited contact with her children. This profoundly hurt Virginia. She couldn't stand being out of touch with her kids. The alleged January incident was not without precedent. At one point,